Hello everyone, and welcome back once again to Space Day Sunday with Stock Trek Girl. And on this Space Day Sunday, I am going to be going over some of the top 3 rocket launchers that are available for purchase on the stock market right now. And those 3 rocket launchers happen to be Rocket Lab, Astra, and Virgin Orbit. So join me and follow along as I go with you over some financial information that is going to be eye-opening for you to decide which stock is the best buy as of now. So we haven't quite hit the first quarter financials for 2022. So this will be based on the latest financial reports from the fourth quarter of 2021. So let's go ahead and take a deep dive in and see who is going to win the battle of the finances. To go over you in regards to Rocket Lab right now. Let's go over some of the financial statistics here. So we have a market cap of 3.91 billion. Okay, price to book is about 5.6. So let's compare this right now with Astra and Virgin Orbit. Right now, Astra, as you can see here, has a market cap of not even quite a billion. So currently it's just under. And, you know, its price to book is a lot lower. It's 2.26. So, you know, considering price to book, that does look like a better deal as far as purchase price. But just because something is cheaper doesn't mean it's necessarily better. So do keep that in mind. As far as Virgin Orbit goes, its market cap is over 2 billion, as you see here, 2.15 billion. Its price to book, it's pretty expensive compared to Astra and Rocket Lab. So it's at a higher of 10.11. So of the 3, Astra is the cheapest. However, you know, again, cheap doesn't always mean it's best. Now that we have the valuation out of the way. So profitability, of course, we're in the negative. We're growing, we're developing. So, you know, negative 188% there. Operating margin is negative 163%. But let's go take a look at Astra. And Astra, as we could see here, well, there's really no information because they haven't been on the market long enough or done enough yet to even show anything. So that's no help. Let's go check out Virgin Orbit. Now, Virgin Orbit, oh gosh, their operating margin is so big, I don't even want to pronounce it right now. So yeah, as you can see right now, Rocket Lab is definitely taking the lead as far as profit margin and operating margin. So yeah, Rocket Lab wins in that case. Let's move on to revenue. So this is Rocket Lab here. Their revenue is 62.24 million. Their net income is negative 117 million. Let's go look at Astra. So Astra's revenue, well, we don't have any we really work with there. The only thing we really have is their EBITDA, which is negative 131 million. Rocket Lab was negative 90.68 million on EBITDA. So Rocket Lab is beating Astra in that department. What about Virgin Orbit? Let's go check out Virgin Orbit. So Virgin Orbit, their revenue, well, I guess it's better than Astra, okay? It's 7.38 million. Their EBITDA is worse than Rocket Lab at 157.63 million. So with Virgin Orbit being at 157 million negative for their EBITDA, and this is Astra, negative 131, and then we go back to Rocket Lab, negative 90 million. So Rocket Lab again wins in this area. Congratulations, Rocket Lab. So let's go check out the balance sheet now, shall we? They have total cash, this is Rocket Lab, of 690 million and some on their balance sheet. Astra, as we see here, has 378 million right here. Okay, and then let's check out Virgin Orbit. Virgin Orbit has 194. This is concerning because Virgin Orbit has the least amount of cash on their balance sheet. It's very worrisome. It's making me wonder if they're going to have to do a raise, a dilution in their shares to raise money. So this is concerning. They have the least cash on their balance sheet compared to Astra. I mean, Astra has a nice little cushion of 378 million. That's a good cushion. And then Rocket Lab has a great cushion of, close to 700 million there. So again, I think Rocket Lab wins in this area as well as far as total cash on hand. I would say Astra is a good second because you have to realize that while it is half of the amount that Rocket Lab has on their balance sheet, they don't have as high as it cost. I mean, they're not developing a neutron or anything. So they're sitting on a good amount of cash, I would think, for, what they're doing with the smaller rockets and everything. So they have a good cash balance, I'd like to say. And again, Virgin Orbit needs some help. It's not too bad. It's close to 200, but I think it should be a bigger cushion for them. Let's check out some more areas that we can compare. So, stock price history. This is Rocket Lab. Rocket Lab has gone negative 21% in 52 weeks. Astra has gone negative 63% in 52 weeks. And Virgin Orbit has gone negative 33%. So in this area of stock price history, I would say Rocket Lab is again the winner. It's held its stock price much stronger than the other two. Next up would in fact be Virgin Orbit, and then following Virgin Orbit, Astra comes in last with a whopping 63% fall in their share price within 52 weeks. So Astra takes last place in that department. As far as share statistics, let's check this out. So the average held by insiders for Rocket Lab is 23%, and the average held by institutions is 55%. Let's go check out Astra. So Astra, as far as the share statistic, insiders are holding less at 17.99%, and institutions are also holding less at 40.26%. What about Virgin Orbit? Virgin Orbit, wow, 80% of shares are being held by insiders. That could be good or that could be bad, because what if they decide to dump? As we saw what happened with the Virgin Galactic insiders, a lot of them dumped. I wonder if they will do it on this one. We'll have to see. Held by institution, 19%. Okay, that's not that promising. But then again, it's only because there's so many being held by the insiders, So that makes sense. So I guess in this aspect, it's really tough to say with Virgin Orbit. I would call it a huge neutral because this could be good or this could be bad. The fact that insiders are holding 80%. Comparing this one is Rocket Lab, comparing Rocket Lab, insiders holding 23, institutions holding 55, comparing it to Astra. I would say these two are pretty healthy as far as insiders and institution ownership. They're very close neck and neck. More institutions are piled into Rocket Lab. So I don't know. I would like to say that Rocket Lab is going to win on this section of share statistics. And then as far as the percentage of short float, okay, the short percentage of float, this says not available, but I went ahead and I dug it up elsewhere. 7.19%, okay, as of 3/31. So this is going to be the same time frame as what we're looking at for Astra. So percentage of float is 7.19%. Astra's percentage of float is 8.61%. So a little bit more than Rocket Lab. So I do think that, while that's not too big of a short, I think that, they're very close, but Rocket Lab, on the other hand, has a higher confidence from the institutions, I think, slightly more confidence. I'm not saying like it's by a huge long shot, but slightly more confidence in Rocket Lab. So I would say Rocket Lab wins as far as the share statistics go. So as you can see, Rocket Lab was doing an amazing job in taking the lead in a lot of the areas in the financial department that we have gone over. Now, as far as the second place, I would have to say Astra would probably be my second pick according to the financial results. And then Virgin Orbit would probably be my last place pick. However, those are subject to change, especially with the upcoming quarterly reports for Q1 of 2022. And the reason being is because we really didn't have that much information for Astra to really go on. So it's hard to pit it against Virgin Orbit, which is showing way more information. So as of now, though, I would say Astra gets second due to the fact that, it does have a bigger cash cushion on hand. I don't think it's going to necessarily need to raise as much money, and it has more institutional investors, and, they seem to be doing slightly better than Virgin Orbit as far as that department. Now, they are an interesting difference between Rocket Lab, in that Rocket Lab is scaling up. Rocket Lab is building Neutron. They're developing and building Neutron. Now, Astra is going more of an approach for, quantity over quality, I would like to say. So their aim is to more increase production of their smaller rockets, whereas Rocket Lab is looking to enhance its ability to carry more. So it's increasing its payload capacity. So as far as launch cadence, Rocket Lab has picked it up, as well as increased their capacity size for their lift loads and their payloads. So we will see who ends up, pushing ahead on the next quarterly financial results for Q1 of 22. But right now, Rocket Lab is looking strong. And I try not to be biased when I'm looking at these financials, because in the end, numbers speak for themselves, okay? So when you're looking at a stock, it's easy to become a huge fan. I'll admit I am a fan of Rocket Lab, but that is not just based on, me saying, oh, I'm a fan, like it's my favorite football team. It is based on what they have achieved. It's based on their finances. It's based on a lot of things. So I am a big fan of Rocket Lab, and disclosure, I do own Rocket Lab shares. But the thing is that when I'm delivering you this information, I try not to be biased. I try to give you, a best honest review of the financials, and just pure numbers. And that's what's so beautiful about numbers and mathematics, is because they don't lie to you, Sure, I'm sure there's ways you can make them look better, on paper, but in the end, when you're comparing, PE to PE, income to income and everything, it's going to speak for itself. So with that regard, I hope you were able to glean some understanding on the financial aspects of these three stocks. And I hope that you go ahead and leave me some comments below. Let me know what your thoughts are on how you see these companies moving forward. Do you think that Virgin Orbit needs to have more cash on hand? Do you think that Astra is making a good decision and increasing its productivity towards building a lot of smaller rockets versus going upwards and building a bigger rocket? And do you think that Rocket Lab is, making the right choice as far as moving upwards by building Neutron and creating, a bigger payload capacity, as well as opening up that second pad in New Zealand on Mahia, and, having that additional pad in Wallops Island. So they'll eventually have like 3 launch pads, not to mention when they do get Neutron going, that's probably going to be 4. So let me know what you think in the comments below. How are you seeing these financial results for these companies? And is there anything you think that I should have gone over that I might have missed? Please add it in addition to what I have gone over so you could share it with the viewers, because I do like to get a full unbiased approach to all 3 of these companies. And until next time, invest long and prosper.